Welcome. We are gathered here today to welcome home Elwood Green, the son of Saul Green and Josie Jeffrey Green. He served in the Army proudly and honorably, and he died in the line of duty in North Korea as a prisoner of war on February the 18th, 1951. Before we continue with the services, I must say some thank yous to individuals and organizations who have made this phenomenal day possible. First, I want to thank the efforts of the Army to support No Man Left Behind, the recovery teams who traveled to North Korea to retrieve the remains of our lost soldiers, JPACs for their efforts to identify these remains, Master Sergeant Snow for escorting my father home, thank you, Sergeant First Class Luna for assisting me and supporting me over the past 2 months. As we prepared for this, you've become a true friend. I appreciate you very much. I also want to express my thanks to the Arkansas National Guard, the Honor Guards who were present at the tarmac, who are present today, and will be present at the cemetery. I want to thank Sergeant Bloom and her assistant, Miss Ering. They are with the Funeral Honors of the Funeral Honors Office of the Arkansas National Guard. They worked tirelessly behind the scene to make this happen. Let's see, where am I? I want to thank all the employees of Bill and Hillary Clinton National Airport and Charles Jones, the Director of Operations, for all the effort they put in, and the people at the Supermarine Terminal for when Dad arrived, escorting him over to the terminal and holding the reception there. I want to thank the Patriot Guards, Daughters of the American Revolution, Chris Green and his Dodge Charger. I believe the gentleman's name is Smith. He's a veteran of World War II who will also be part of the escort today. Members of the VFW and other organizations that are present today. The Little Rock Firefighters, Pipes and Drums, and the Fort Sill Piper. The U.S. Senator Pryor, Congressman Ross, Arkansas State Senator Teague, State House Rep Bell, sorry, and Governor Beebe. Sheldon Bowman for the flowers, Beasley's for the wonderful services, Joe Webb for the beautiful video, and to my immediate family and my extended family, thank you. For their support, to James for all the filming. That was a monumental event and you really did a fantastic job. And a special thank you to Scott Dunn, who became my right-hand man. He worked tirelessly behind the scenes to coordinate, to coordinate all of this. And I hope that I haven't forgotten anyone in this long extended thank you, but it's really important that you be thanked. Thank everyone who's here for coming to honor my father today. Okay, next in the program, we have House Representative Nate Bell.
Ms. Tibbetts, I can't imagine what it must have been like growing up without your father and not knowing exactly where he was and what had happened to him. And as I considered what I wanted to say to you this morning, I remembered probably the greatest set of comments that's ever been made on the death of war dead comes from President Abraham Lincoln at the Gettysburg Address. And I paraphrased a few of those words this morning that I'd just like to briefly go over with you. You know, I believe, like most folks from this part of the country, that Mr. Sergeant Green was most likely an unassuming man and would be a little bit uncomfortable with all of the honor that has been just thrown his way. But many folks are like that, and President Lincoln said, as I paraphrase, "It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. Master Sergeant Green, we can never forget the sacrifice you made on our behalf. It is our task to remain dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from the sacrifice of heroes like Master Sergeant Green, we take increased devotion to the cause for which they gave their last full measure of devotion, and that we highly resolve that this nation under God will have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, and for the people will not perish from the earth." It's because of sacrifice of soldiers just like Master Sergeant Green that we have the opportunity to live freely and to self-govern. And I want to thank you for that. And on behalf of the state of Arkansas, I'd like to present this House commendation in memoriam of Master Sergeant Elwood Green. Whereas Master Sergeant Elwood Green was born in Norman, Arkansas on October 28, 1918, died as a prisoner of war in North Korea, and I'm not going to begin to try to pronounce the name of that prison camp,
Chin Terrigal,
also known as Death Valley, on February 18, 1951, but was not until 2005 identified and remains retrieved. And Master Sergeant Green was identified January 20th, 2012, and now this brave soldier has made the long journey home to his final resting place. And whereas Master Sergeant Elwood Green, who served with Company E, 2nd Battalion, 5th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division, was a man of honor and integrity and will be missed as well as remembered by his family, friends, and fellow soldiers for the valiant life he lived and the sacrifice he made for his state and country. And whereas the House of Representatives of the 88th General Assembly of the State of Arkansas offers its condolences to the family and friends of Master Sergeant Elwood Green and joins them in remembering this beautiful life, now therefore, pursuant to the motion of Representative Nate Bell, the Arkansas House of Representatives directs that this citation be presented on this 12th day of May, 2012.
thank you.
Ma'am, I also have a flag of the state of Arkansas that I asked to be flown over the Capitol in honor of Master Sergeant Green, and just want to give that to you with the sincere thanks of the people of the state of Arkansas for the sacrifice of Master Sergeant Green and the sacrifice that your family's made on behalf of our state. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Scott, where are you, dear heart? My pain in the tushy.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming. My name is Scott Dunn. I am the youngest son of Lucy Green Dunn, Elwood's youngest sister. Involved in this was a great honor, and with that, with the cooperation and the assistance of Congressman Mike Ross's office, the family, Josie, is a flag that was flown in Uncle Elwood's honor over the White House. There's a certificate and a letter as well from the United States Congress, and I'd like to read it if I could.
Please.
The flag of the United States of America. This is to certify the accompanying flag was flown over the United States Capitol at the request of Honorable Mike Ross, Member of Congress. This flag was flown in honor of Master Sergeant Elwood Green, United States Army. Congressman Ross also sent a letter addressed to you personally. Miss Josie Tibbetts, Dear Josie, Master Sergeant Elwood Green's service and sacrifice is an outstanding testament to the selfless courage of the United States Armed Forces. His bravery has made our nation a safer place. Enclosed, please find the American flag that I requested to be flown over the United States Capitol in Master Sergeant Elwood Green's memory and honor. Serving as the representative for Arkansas's 4th Congressional District and representing the people of Arkansas is a distinct honor. I consider it a humbling privilege to be your voice in the House. If I may be ever be any assistance to you, please do not hesitate to contact me in Washington or my district office, most convenient. Signed, Congressman Mike Ross, United States House of Representatives. And with that, Josie, I love you.
such honors. My dad is very humbled, and he would say, "No, I don't need it, but you deserve it, Daddy." Next, I would like to invite up Mary McGrew, who is going to do the reading of the obituary.
A Korean War veteran will be laid to rest with full military honors on Saturday, May 12th, 2012. After more than 61 years lost in North Korea, Elwood Green was born October 28, 1918, the fifth son of Solomon and Josie Jeffrey Green of Norman, Arkansas. He will complete his final journey home on Wednesday, May 8th, 2012. As a career soldier, Elwood saw combat in Italy, the deserts of Africa, and the fields of war-torn Europe in World War II. He received the North African Middle East Campaign Medal, the World War II Victory Medal, and I'm so sorry. And the Army of Occupation Medal for his services. After World War II, he was assigned to peacekeeping duties in Germany. And this is where he met and married Miss Gerda Schmonger in Frankfurt, Germany, on March 23, 1949. Elwood brought his young bride to Fort Carson, Colorado in the summer of 1949, and then later on December 12, 1949, they welcomed their daughter, Josie Helen Green, now Tibbets, to their new family. When the United States joined the North Korean War, Elwood soon found himself thrust back into combat, assigned to Company E, 2nd Battalion, 5th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division. He was wounded on September 19, 1950, and insisted that he be returned to duty on September 22nd because of his new, young, and inexperienced soldiers under his command needed his leadership. He and his men continued fighting, but on November 29, 1950, while holding down rear guard, the enemy forces captured Elwood. On December 29, 1950, he was officially listed as MIA. His fate was unknown until a photo of Elwood would follow POWs eating rice and distributed in New York on February 20th and appeared in the Arkansas Democrat on March 2nd, 1951. Throughout his duration in the North Korean conflict, Elwood's fate was constant unknown. At the war's end, returning soldiers reported that Master Sergeant Elwood Green had died on February 18, 1951 at Puncheon, Targo, North Korea, the official Death Valley site. He was one of many names on Captain William Shaddish's list of soldiers who died in captivity, and his remains were not located. In 2005, a team of Army specialists returned to North Korea to recover remains of Americans left behind. This would also be the last time the recovery team was allowed in North Korea. On February 3, 2012, Elwood Green's daughter was advised that his remains had been found and positively identified and recorded as discovered. She immediately contacted family with the astonishing news. They had been told that his remains would probably never been found. Miracles still happen. At the time of his death, his father, mother, brothers, sister, wife, daughter survived Elwood. Since then, Father Saul, Mother Josie, brothers John, Paul, Darius, James, and Finus. His sisters Agnes and Lucy and his wife Gerda have passed away. Elwood's surviving family include his daughter, Josie Helen Tibbetts, her husband, Tommy, grandson, Joseph Tibbetts, granddaughter, Anna Jenkins, Elwood's brother, Jeff Green, his sister, Mary Joyce Green Johnson, and numerous nieces, nephews, great-nieces, and nephews, cousins, and family. Master Sergeant Elwood returns home on May 10th, 2012 in Little Rock, Arkansas. The Army National Guard and the Little Rock firefighters, pipes, and drums will present to Elwood, to his family, friends, state, and federal officials at the submarine terminal hangar, and will receive a senatorial and memorial citation and governmental proclamation. The Patriot Guard Riders, State Patrol, the Dodge Charger, POWMIA, Escort Chris Green will lead his hearse following the family and friends to Mena, Arkansas. Along the way, many towns have planned to line the streets to honor Elwood's return. His great niece, Robin Hartsville, who teaches at Cattle Hills Elementary, and students at Cattle Hills have planned to greet Master Sergeant Elwood Green in his hometown in Norman. Shirley Manning, a local historian and genealogist, has also organized another special homecoming. The celebration of Elwood's life and homecoming will be held on Saturday, May 12, 2012 at 10 a.m. at Beasley Wood Guy Quinlan Funeral Home Chapel in Mena. A private graveside interment and full military honor will be officiated by Father Ken Parks, spouse of Brenda Green Parks, Elwood's niece. Master Sergeant Green will be laid to rest with his wife, parents, brother, sister at Mount Gilead Cemetery. Welcome home, Elwood.
No matter how prepared you are, you get up here, have a coughing spell, or overwhelmed by emotions. Okay. Next, Elwood Johnson, nephew, will be reading the 23rd Psalm. You ready?
Good morning, everyone. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me to the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod, thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen.
Judy, This is Uncle Jeff's daughter, and she's going to do the eulogy for us.
Today is a day of joyous homecoming for a never-forgotten war hero, Master Sergeant Elwood Green. We are here to celebrate his life and what he represents as an American. He comes back to us after a long separation of 61 years. Elwood was born on October 28, 1918, to Saul and Josie Jeffrey Green, the fifth of 10 children born in Womble, Arkansas, now known as Norman. It has taken 61 long years for Elwood to come home to Arkansas. His family has prayed for this homecoming all those years. As time has passed, most of Elwood's siblings have departed from this earth, leaving only a younger sister, Mary Joyce Green Johnson, and the youngest brother in the family, Jeffrey Travis Green Sr. So it was a challenge trying to put together a picture of the son, brother, husband, father, and friend who perished much too young. Jeff Green unfortunately had no memories to share because Elwood was 13 years his senior, and Jeff was only 6 years old when Elwood enlisted in the Army. However, Elwood's younger sister, Mary Joyce Green Johnson, has shared a few memories of their childhood in Norman. Maybe in this way we will have a little insight into the boy who became a hero. Since most of us did not have the opportunity to know this man, I want to tell you a few things I have discovered about him. Elwood was often tasked with watching the youngest members of the Green family because his older brothers were in school or helping with the sawmill. He was usually the one who made the fire on cold winter mornings. Elwood and his brothers loved to make coaster wagons from wood scraps from their father's lumber mill. He was very adept at making whistles from hickory limbs. Fishing was his favorite pastime, and he was very good at it. The family benefited from his fishing expertise, especially during the years of the Great Depression. Elwood never graduated from high school, as he quit in the 10th grade and went to work in the family sawmill. Elwood answered the call of duty and first enlisted in the Army as an 18-year-old in 1937. He saw combat in World War II in North Africa and Italy. During his service in World War II, Elwood earned the North African Middle East Campaign Medal, the World War II Victory Medal, and the Army of the Occupation Medal. After World War II, Master Sergeant Elwood Green received an honorable discharge from the Army in August 1945 and moved to Michigan looking for work. There, he lived with his oldest brother, John, and his family for 10 months before re-enlisting in the Army in June 1946. He was then stationed in Germany, where he was involved in peacekeeping duties for 2 years. It was during this time that Elwood met and fell in love with Gerda Schmuger. They were married on March 23, 1949, in Schweinfurt, Germany. Elwood and his new bride were transferred to the United States and called Fort Carson, Colorado home in 1949. Elwood's life was further enriched by the birth of his beautiful daughter, Josie Helen, on December 12, 1949. Who knew on June 25, 1950, the North Koreans would invade South Korea, officially starting a war known as the Korean Conflict? Who knew American boys would be marching off to war in such a short time after World War II? As always, Americans answered the call, and we were off fighting a war that became known as the Forgotten War. Master Sergeant Elwood Green was deployed to South Korea with Company E, 2nd Battalion, 5th Cavalry Regiment, 1st Cavalry Division on August 12, 1950, leaving behind his wife Gerda and 8-month-old daughter, Josie. Master Sergeant Elwood Green was wounded in battle on September 19, 1950, and was returned to his unit on September 22nd. On November 28, the 5th Cavalry Regiment was under heavy fire from the Communist Chinese forces who had joined the North Korean People's Army. There were heavy American losses, and Elwood was captured by the enemy during this battle. The prisoners of war were forced on a grueling and deadly march northward at night in temperatures of 20 to 30 degrees below zero to a mining camp in a valley between Puchen and Terrigal. So many soldiers died at this POW camp that the survivors named it Death Valley. And so it was the beginning of the end for our brave American soldier. Never again would he kiss his wife or his daughter. Never again would he swim in the Norman Creek. Never again would he walk on the soil of his native homeland. It was here in Death Valley where Sergeant Master Elwood Green died at the hands of the enemy from malnutrition and pneumonia. The United States Army has recorded his death as February 18, 1951, a young man of only 33 years old. He did what many others have done before him. He proudly fought and died for his country. For his service and valor for his country, Master Sergeant Elwood Green was awarded the Bronze Star with Oak Leaf Cluster, the Purple Heart, the Combat Infantry's Badge, the Prisoner of War Medal, the Korean Service Medal, the United Nations Service Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Korean Presidential Unit Citation, and the Republic of Korea War Service Medal. And now, because of the efforts of the military's Central Identification Laboratory and their mission to leave no man behind, we celebrate his life and his contributions as Elwood Green is returned to the place of his birth and will finally be laid to rest after 61 years of waiting. And so now, on May 12th, 2012, after we have waited so long to say hello, we must say goodbye. Take comfort in knowing that God has watched over our son, brother, husband, father, and friend, Elwood Green. God bless Elwood Green, and God bless you all.
Isla, are you ready? Isla is going to be reading, Isla Green is going to be reading the Lord's Prayer.
Would you stand and repeat after me the Lord's Prayer, please? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us of our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Kez, are you ready? I wrote this poem in honor of my father, and I would like Kez to read it for me.
The Jeffrey Bell by Josie Green Tibbets. Toll, 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 the Jeffrey Bell sounds. A soldier once lost has been found. No longer a name on a headstone. Elwood Green is returning home. In North Korea, he gave his life. The soldier paid the ultimate price. He was laid to rest in a foreign land, a lost but not a forgotten man. 61 years his family would wait for him to cross Mount Gilead's gate, with honor guard, escort, bagpipe plays, and 21 guns salute the way. Toll, 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 the Jeffrey Bell sounds. A soldier once lost has been found. No longer a name on a headstone. Elwood Green is returning home.
I get to try and read it at the graveside. I don't know if I'll make Yes, in case I forget. Thank you. Okay. My turn again. My mother, Gerda Green Schmerger, her final wish and request of me was that I bring her ashes back to Norman and place her in Elwood's empty grave. Well, I'm a procrastinator. It's 22 years later. I get the blue ribbon. I think I deserve that one. Mom, I'm sorry I didn't do what you wanted. But sometimes in life we don't get what we want. Call it divine intervention, fate, karma, whatever you want to name it. There was a reason. And that reason is because what you needed is to be placed inside Elwood's coffin so you now can be buried with him and not in an empty grave. May you rest in peace. May you be forever with your beloved. I love you and I miss you. And Daddy, I'm glad you two are together forever. We'll now conclude the ceremony and we will line up for our procession to Mount Gilead, where Dad will be interred with full military honors. And we have a bit of a program there as well. Thank you so much for coming to honor my father today. It's been a great pleasure. Stupid cough. You did a good job. You did a good job. You did a good job. Toxic tissue. Thank you for coming.
The audience rise, please. Those of you in the audience who are going to the cemetery. If you will go ahead and